And if you want to go ahead and call the meeting to order, and then I can do a call out of the commissioners who I see on the call so far, if that sounds okay with you, Chair Levy.
Sure. Sure. I would like to call this meeting of the Commission on Aging to order. My name is Paula Levy, and I am the chair of the commission. Our quorum has been established by Melissa March from PPACG, and she will call out our commissioners that are on the call, and then we will go around for introductions.
So Kathy, if you would introduce yourself first.
Hi, I'm Kathy Sorella-Smith, and I'm on the State Commission.
Thank you. Penny?
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you had said before.
Just
Penny Evers. Introduction.
Yep.
Yes, Penny Evers, the Executive Director of Park County Senior Coalition.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dayton Romero, representing Colorado Springs here on the commission.
And Erin?
Hi, I'm Erin Marisella, also representing Colorado Springs on the commission.
And Amy?
Amy Mitchell, Park County, and I'm a member of the commission.
Great. And so Paula, would you like me to go ahead and have the guests introduce themselves, just their names right now? Or do you want to wait?
That would be great.
Okay.
No, that would be great.
Okay.
I'd like to know
So actually I'll say, please share your name and what organization you're with. And so I'll start with Mark.
I'm Mark Bowers. I'm with Fountain Valley Senior Center. I'm the executive director.
Great. Then I'll go to Gary. I hope. We'll come back to Gary in a second. I'll go to Rose.
Rose Banzeff. I'm here representing the Golden Bridge Network in Teller County.
Thank you. Adrian?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Adrian Timmons. I'm the Director of Health Strategy and Integration with Silver Key Senior Services.
Great. Wendy?
Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm with the Resident Council for the Callahan Housing Authority, and there's 4 of us here. Leslie, myself, Barb, and Wanda.
So you have Leslie, Barb, and Wanda also with you, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. And then we have Jamal.
Hi, my name is Jamel Powell. I'm with El Paso County Public Health, and I'm one of the care coordinators here.
Oh, great. Thank you, Jamel. Let's see. Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom Lathrop. I'm with the Colorado Springs Senior Center. I'm the director.
Great. I think those are all of our guests. Did I miss anyone? Oh, except Gary. If I can circle back and if Gary can unmute.
How's that?
Oh, perfect. So Gary, just tell us your name and who you're with.
Well, you hit me earlier. It's Gary Miller with the Falcon Senior Services.
Super. And then the last person who didn't really introduce themselves is Jared Varner, who is running all of our technology for us through the Pikes Peak Area Agency on Aging, and also has many things to contribute. So did I miss anyone else?
Main reason I came on, I just want to let everyone know that Connie Ryan has joined.
Oh, thank you. Connie, do you want to introduce yourself real quick as a commission member?
Yes, my name's Connie Ryan. I'm one of the
newer members of the commission, and I'm the owner and operator of Journey Care Coordinating as well.
Sure. Okay. Does that look
All right.
Are we good to go, Jared?
We are now.
Okay. All right, Paula, I will turn it back over to you as the chair. Thank you so much.
All right. The second item on our agenda is to approve the agenda for this meeting, and I need someone on our commission to make a motion to approve the agenda, and then a second.
Paula, this
Kathy
is Dayton.
Cirillo Smith, I motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dayton, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to make the motion to approve the
Okay.
agenda as is.
Okay, so Kathy made the motion first. Would you like to make the second? Dayton?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Any opposed to the approval of this agenda? Hearing none. The agenda has been approved for this meeting. Next are consent items on the agenda. Oops, just lost it. We're looking at minutes. Oh, are we doing minutes or consent?
We're doing both. The only thing on the consent agenda are the minutes.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So next we need a motion to approve the minutes from our July 17th meeting. And they were just popped up on the screen. We should have got them in our packet prior to the meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I will motion to approve the minutes.
That was Connie. Ryan, is there a second?
Kathy Cirillo Smith, I will second.
Thank you, Kathy. Any opposed to the motion to approve? Hearing none, we've got an approval to the minutes from last month. Next item on the agenda 4 is public comments and presentations. And I believe this is where we're going to have our guest present. Is that correct? Melissa?
Madam Chair, I believe that's under agenda item 7.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
So
happy
we're just going for
to take the lead on public comment if you'd like me to.
Absolutely, right ahead.
Alrighty. So I'll ask anyone who's online who is not a member of the commission or not already scheduled on the agenda to please use the raise hand function to let us know that you'd like to provide public comment. In the meantime, Madam Chair, I'll just let the commission members know that we did not receive any advance requests for public comment, and we did not receive any written requests, or we did not receive any written public comment that we would have then submitted to the rest of the committee commission members in advance. Having said all that, I do not see any hands raised, so I believe we can move forward from public comment at your discretion.
Great. So now we're on action items, and that action is to approve the bylaws, and Jared and Melissa, you're going to take that conversation.
So as a reminder for commissioners, and I'll start and Jared can finish. We've been talking about our bylaws now for the past couple of meetings. This started with the need to amend our membership side of bylaws with, removing the innovations and aging automatic position with our bylaws, since innovations is now closed and has left our community. And then at the same time, we have made significant overhauls as the PPACG with all of our committee bylaws to make them more in line with each other. Jared has shared those changes on the past couple of meetings. I don't know that we have any other comments or concerns that need to be shared. But at this point, and then we did have them go out for public comment. And at this point, I don't believe we had any public comments that we need to review or discuss. And so at this point, unless Jared has something else to add, I think that we can seek a motion to approve the bylaws, but I will just put it out to Jared if he wants to add any other comments.
So Melissa, I'll just a little bit of a tweak. So the 30-day notice was for the commission members, not for the public. So this didn't go out to public comment, but there was no other obligation to do so. And just as a reminder, we brought this to the commission kind of as a discussion item on the June 19th meeting. The July 17th meeting provided the start 30-day clock. And so we're ready now that we have gone through that 30-day clock. On August 21st, we are ready to adopt these. This would then go to the board for approval as a consent item, most likely. The board can always pull it off of consent if they would like, but I don't see any reason why this would not be a consent item at the September meeting.
Okay. All right. So do we have a motion to approve the bylaws?
As presented.
Amy Mitchell, I move that we accept the revised bylaws as suggested by Jared.
And is
Dayton
there a
Romero,
second? Thank you. Any opposition to the motion of approving the bylaws as presented? Hearing none, that motion is carries. Thank you for your work, Jared and Melissa, on that. Next up is item 6 is information items, and Commissioner Marzarella, do you have a membership committee report for us?
I don't today. I'll need to reconnect with Melissa after my new appointment to the board. Melissa, do we have any, has there been any movement over the summer?
No, but the has approved your appointment by the city of Colorado Springs. So that's on the agenda and acknowledged today that you are now the official appointee from the city of Colorado Springs. So that has happened.
Nice. Okay, so my report is I'm back. What's up?
That's right.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa.
We're glad to have you. Glad to have you back.
To be back. Thank you. I'm very glad to be back. And do we need to do anything official to reappoint me to the membership chair role?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Next is our policy committee and Commissioner Mitchell. Do you have anything for us and from the Colorado Center for Aging?
I do not. I have had conflicts with that meeting, but I can just say that there is a special legislative session that will start next Monday. It should run for only 3 days to deal with a tax bill. The agreement is if the tax bill, if this bill passes, it should remove the citizen initiatives that are proposed to be on the ballot in November, which they're trying to negotiate something that is a little bit more manageable. So to be determined next week what's happening. Main discussions at Center for Aging is what bills are on the radar to be worked on for next year to be brought forth in January at the start of the 2025 legislative session.
Right, thank you for that. And do you have anything from the PPACG Legislative Committee?
Let me think. I did not review my notes from that. We just talked about continuing our efforts on additional funding for our work in the aging through PPACG for the whole state. We got a little bit of increase, $5 million this year that was divided between all of the entities in Colorado, which is not nearly enough. And so I know that we're going to continue that push next year to see if we can find some more money in the general fund to have it be a constant increase in light item going to the different governments.
All right, thank you for your report. And next is a report from Commissioner Cirilla Smith from the State Commission on Aging.
Hi. Of course, our meeting is tomorrow, so everything at this point is kind of not solidified. There was some discussion in October of having a meeting in person and inviting the AAAs, and that's the 24th, 25th. And the proposed location would be the Community First Foundation, which I believe is in Arvada. So I will have more definitive information tomorrow, and I will forward it on to Melissa like I do. Sometimes I'm sending her an email while they're talking, so I try to keep it current. So we also discussed 5 goals for next year. And really, the goals for the State Commission have aligned with the Pikes Peak Commission pretty much across the board. But so for the next year, they're talking about creating communities that embrace and support all Coloradans. That's goal 1. Build a Colorado that supports the healthcare needs of all older Coloradans. That's goal 2. Create a person-centered, service-directed model. That's goal 3. Understand the economic impact of Colorado's growing older adult population. That's goal 4. And prioritize the economic security of older Coloradans. And that's goal 5. So that's kind of a basic. And like I said, I'll know more tomorrow.
It's unfortunate that that meeting falls the day after.
I know every month I'm like, oh my God, I'll know more tomorrow.
That's all right. And Melissa, will you be doing the PPACG board item report?
I think I'm going to turn it over to Jared. Because I think I'm going to turn it over to Jared.
Okay, great.
I'm happy to. So it might have been a record-setting meeting for the board, but we were probably going to make up for September. A grand total of 63 minutes. Nothing specific to aging, but I will kind of point out for those who are interested, the active transportation plan is currently out for public comment, a 30-day public comment period. That was one of the action items. Feel free to review that. That's essentially the quick way of saying it is, if you walk, ride, or roll, that's active transportation for the most part. And so feel free to look at it. I mean, you're looking at trail systems, you're looking at, multi-use shoulders, sidewalk infrastructure, those kinds of things. So feel free to take a look at that. And if you want to provide public comment, feel free to. And then probably the more exciting thing for a lot of us, while we are making virtual work, we will be back in person as our building is progressing quite nicely. And we do expect to be back in the swing of things. The main offices, at least the main level for the Pikes Peak area agency on aging, will be open September 3rd, which should be the Tuesday after Labor Day, if my memory serves right. But we'll be back in a much cooler and a much more efficient building.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Jared. Chair report. I am thrilled about the attendance at this meeting. Excited for the next item on our agenda. I'm excited that there's the people on the call today. The guests on the call get to see this commission in action and get to see a meeting and hear what we're up to. We don't usually have guests, let alone several guests. So I'm excited about that opportunity to share what the commission is up to and who we are. So that's really my report. Melissa, do you have anything to report?
I think
via me?
I think I will just add on a little bit to what you have shared there, especially for our guests. Some of them I gave some information to, but probably not everybody. As a reminder that the Pikes Peak Commission on Aging does have 4 active working groups. And one group is the caregiver group, and these are committees that have goals that they've outlined that they want to be working on throughout the year, and actually throughout the next 3 years, really. And so we have a caregiver, family caregiver committee. We have a committee on housing and transportation. We have a committee on digital access and especially focused on healthcare. And the 4th one is social engagement, which is, of course, why we're reaching out to the folks that, just kind of grassroots and conversations that have happened over the last month and a half or so kind of rose to the top of it would be really great to kind of pull many of these groups together and just have a conversation today. So this conversation ties in with our 4th kind of goal for the Pikes Peak Commission on Aging around social engagement and what people need. And so looking forward to kind of having this move along. So thank you, Chair Levy.
Thank you. So we'll move on to our presentation and our roundtable discussion with the senior centers that are all in the other entities. And just, I think we have about 4 minutes set aside for each organization to present what they are doing in their communities as far as providing social engagement for their seniors. And so I kind of made a list as we were going through, as you were introducing yourselves about, so I have Mark as number 1 from Fountain Senior Center. Would you like to go first, Mark, and just let us know what you guys are up to at the Fountain Senior Center? And we're hearing an echo with your sound. So I don't know if you've got, I don't know what you have going on, but we hear an echo with your sound, with your audio.
Well, yeah, I'm hearing an echo. I'm hearing an echo all during the presentation. So I don't know if it's me because I've been muted. So I'm not sure where that's all at, but
are you on your phone? Or
no,
are
I'm
you
not on my phone.
Okay.
So
there's a hand up. I don't know whose hand is up.
This is Amy Mitchell. Usually it's because there are 2 devices in the room on the same call is where you get an echo. So if you've got 2 speakers on, it could be doing that. Or if you have a phone with a speaker, maybe that is what's filtering it through. Just trying to help.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, why don't I sign off and then I'll sign back on and see if I can get this taken care of. And then I'll come back on.
Okay, great, Mark. Thanks. We'll move on to Rose from the Golden Bridge Network in Woodland Park, Teller County.
Yeah, I'm Rose Banzaf. I work with the Golden Bridge Network, which is a group of us who provide senior services to the seniors in Teller County. We're probably about 13 organizations strong right now, and include the Teller Senior Coalition, which really helps with the transportation pieces in Teller County, as well as providing once a month they do a bingo up through the coalition. I would say that the majority of our social services are offered through the Senior Center, the Woodland Park Senior Center, officially called the Woodland Park Senior Organization. And that is our social club up here. And that's a very, very active organization run totally by volunteers. We have no paid employees there. We have a very strong board that keeps us going. And we provide daily activities for anybody in Teller County who wants to belong to the Senior Center. Dues are very minimal, $20 a year, unless you join before anytime between, December of the previous year up through the end of January. It's only 15. So we have, we've got so many different activities going on. I could use the last 2 minutes of going through them all, but where we used to be only open from 9 to 1, we now have activities almost every day between 1 and 3 or 1 and 4. And it's very, very well received by the community. We offer 2 trips each month. Like we took them up to Fair Play last month to go to the Fair Play day where they had people in period clothing, and so that they did the Fair Play days. We take them bowling. We take them up to the planetarium, the Air Force Planetarium, for shows up there. We take them up to Cripple Creek for the Butte Theater shows. And our membership is just growing tremendously. We're well over 160 members annually now, 70 of which this year, around 70, are members that were not members of the Senior Center last year. So it's a vibrant and active social club for our seniors in Teller County. There's other organizations that offer things for seniors. I know the library does lots of offerings for seniors, arts and crafts, as well as book clubs and those kinds of things. The other thing that is on the agenda for this coming year, the Aspen Mind Center did one last year, is the aging, what is it called? The aging program? I can't remember the name of it now.
Is it Aging Mastery?
An Aging Mastery program. Aspen Mind Center did it last year, and they're part of our coalition. And then the Senior Center is going to offer it in the spring this year. So, there's just a lot going on up here. Very active and very engaged senior organizations up here.
Great. Thanks, Rose. Adrian from Silver Key, can you share with us?
Hi, good afternoon. So I'm Adrian, I'm from Silver Key. So Silver Key, we're a nonprofit serving in the Pikes Peak region for 54 years. Anything from nutrition services, transportation, health and wellness, and some activities through our senior center, which I'll kind of focus in on. So I'm primarily hosted at the Tri-Lakes Senior Center. So that became a part of Silver Key about 2 years ago, roughly. We do have a part-time administrative coordinator who does the coordination of events and kind of sees the day-to-day operations of the center in the Tri-Lakes area. And actually, she just retired. Thursday was her last day. So right now I'm the activity coordinator. So we will continue to have a part-time coordinator, and we're getting that position filled. We're also able to provide service with volunteerism. We've got a lot of volunteers here at the Tri-Lakes Senior Center specific up here. So we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And we offer anywhere from about 4 to 8 services a day. And those could be anything from socialization services, through education, through our cafe and physical fitness. So we've got book clubs, card games, specialty hobbies, different fitness classes. We run about, I'd say on average, maybe 3 to 4 fitness classes a day that are specialized in older adults, and have some really great instructors that are really well trained to be able to provide that service. And then some education on healthy aging. And we've got some folks that come in and volunteer their time to do some tech support stuff, which is really great, up here at the center. And we are working to expand some of those socialization activities down south to our southern campus. So right now, the goal for the Tri-Lakes area is to continue to provide the programming and expand programming as we can. We are renters inside of a school building. So one day we'd love to have a place to call our own. But for right now, we have some very gracious hosts that allow us to use some space. But we'd love to have a place to call our own one day. And down south, we're really in the development stage of trying to increase the offering of those socialization activities. So we just had a room that was finished. It was refinished, and it's going to be a multi-purpose room where we can increase that social engagement and that physical fitness as well, coupled with the digital experience hub and the cafe that are down there at that location as well. So we are looking to continue to grow that. For us, we are lucky in that we've got 2 thrift stores. We've got one in the Tri-Lakes area and one down south, and we use that as a social enterprise to help support the senior center. But certainly we're continuing to try to locate more ways for stabilizing and continuing with increased funding so we can expand programs. But the thrift store has been a really nice benefit to be able to support our senior center, but we definitely are in need of more creative ideas to be able to continue to pay for programming to reach more seniors, both in the Tri-Lakes area and down south as well. So that's the most I can fit in. Thank you. And thanks for having us. I really appreciate your time and your interest in hearing about all the different centers across the county. It's really important work that everybody does. So I'm really thankful to be invited to this and be a part of it.
Thanks for sharing all that. Next is Wendy.
Hi, I'm Wendy with the Housing Authority Resident Council. So essentially, we're HUD housing, and you might wonder why we have a resident council. It's because we have a very difficult president of the board of directors to deal with. We started out as a social committee and quickly realized as he gained more power and control issues that we needed to become a little bit more formal. We are not open to the public, which is unfortunate because we operate out of the Paulson Senior Center, which the president of the board saw fit to pretty much quash that. We represent 20 residents here, and so unfortunately it's pretty close. However, we're really glad to be here, and I was getting some ideas written down from what Adrian had to say. As far as our what we're offering right now for our residents, we have exercise class on Mondays. We offer movies and games, holiday meals, and we have ice cream socials. We seem to have some difficulty in getting more resident engagement, so we're hoping to get some ideas and suggestions of things that we could offer to our residents, and because socializing is so very important. We have some people in this community that really don't socialize outside of the community. They don't have families, their parents are gone, and so on and so forth. So we have gotten some good ideas. That would be our main goal, is getting residents more involved. We would all like to see this board president leave. However, we're not sure when he leaves in April of 25, how much of his influence is still going to be here, because right now he is also the acting property manager. we are informal and we hope to stay semi-informal. But does have some guidelines for resident committees and resident councils. We are a council because we don't have any committees underneath us. We're not big enough for that. We are working on formalizing some bylaws. And I'm wondering if anybody else has input. I think I covered everything, so I can stop early.
Great, Wendy, I'm sorry, you're a little garbled on my end. Can you tell me where you're from again?
Alhan Housing Authority.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
mute.
Thank you very
everyone.
much. All right. Next, I have Jamel.
Jamal might be just listening in today. I don't know if she's actually representing any senior engagement group or not.
That is accurate.
Okay.
I'm just trying to observe. We're just trying to figure out where our team can be efficient and effective in the community. We have a lot of older clients, so we're just trying to gather more information at this time. Thank you.
Great. Mark, are you ready to go?
I am back online.
Oh, and you're not echoing.
I'm not echoing. So
Great.
I am ready whenever you are.
Go for it.
Okay, so so I'm the director down here at Fountain Valley Senior Center. I do have a activities director that is part-time. However, because of the number of activities that she has been doing this month, she has taken some time off because otherwise she would be way into overtime and do that. So next year we will be celebrating our 50th year in service of providing essential services, activities, and social engagement opportunities for our seniors down here in the Fountain Valley area. And our mission is to improve their health and hope and enhance dignity and support their independence so they continue to be involved in the community. So I'm kind of reading this portion of it. We do have two primary programs here at the Fountain Valley Senior Center. We do provide transportation for essential services, medical and social engagements. And we also have an active programming here at the Senior Center. Our transportation services and our activity center is open Monday through Friday from 8 until 5 p.m. And so during the week, we offer over 40 activities to our seniors. We are a congregate meal site for Silver Key, which we work in conjunction with them on that. Every year we offer an overnight trip for our seniors. So last year we went to San Diego for 5 days and 6 nights, or 6 days and 5 nights. This October, on the end of October, we will be going to Branson, Missouri. My wife and I will be taking 28 seniors from the senior center here, and we'll be gone for 5 days. And so that'll be a real exciting time. And basically the seniors love it. And I'm more exhausted when we get home than the seniors are. But it is a good time and they love it. This will be our second trip to Branson, and it is a phenomenal place to take seniors because they really totally cater to seniors down in that area. And it's just a great time. Basically, we're having the same problem that a lot of places are having as far as funding goes. We're always looking for opportunities. I write several grants per year, looking for funding for programming, that type of thing. And am certainly open to answering any questions, to helping anybody out. Adrian, hello. I talked to Adrian on the phone. And so if anybody has any questions about our programming, you're certainly welcome to call me. And we're certainly open to have you guys coming down and visit and see what we do. And thanks for giving me a second chance to share what we do at Fountain Valley.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for your information. It sounds like a fabulous program. Next, I have Tom Lathrop from Colorado Springs Senior Center.
Hi, everybody. So the Colorado Springs Senior Center has been around for 38 years, and we were at one location on North Hancock for all that time, but now that's gone. And we're getting a brand new building, and it should be opened up next year, which we're pretty excited about. And the Colorado Springs Senior Center is a partnership between the city of Colorado Springs and the YMCA. So over the years, had been operated by Parks and Rec and Housing Authority. And as it went through different changes, then the YMCA became the operator in 2015. So we're open right now in a couple of different locations. The downtown YMCA, where we have some things happening, but then we've also got Westside Community Center, where we have one of the buildings there that we're leasing, and we have more activities going there as well. So it's been kind of odd, and it's only going to be one more year that we're going to be doing that. So we're excited about what that's going to look like when we get to all be together again. Right now, we got about 150 classes that we're offering in a trimester, and I expect that's going to double once we're in the new building. It's things like exercise classes like balance, dance, yoga, tai chi, art classes, painting classes, wood carving, gemstone faceting. We have our special events, whether it's different concerts, lifelong learning classes, and which are mostly lectures, maybe like end of life and Medicare and nurse chats, those type of things that we also do. The things that I think are upcoming goals, obviously the new building is one that we're really excited about, and getting everything in there, staffing and figuring out what that's going to look like. And then, of course, how we're going to add some more classes, maybe some Group X, some painting classes, maybe a weaving instructor. And then want to also get some more community partners to kind of help us in some areas financially, but then also be able to introduce us to other folks around the community as well. Because there still is this stigma of what the senior center is, and I'm sure all the other senior centers have that. And we just want to get the word out that what we do is we're an activity center for seniors that are over 55, and it's very vibrant and lively place to be a part of, as I'm sure all the other senior centers is the exact same thing. And so it's that messaging that we want to focus on. As far as needs go, sure, we're looking for other grant opportunities to kind of help us with programs. Things have been tight right now, but we're hoping that we'll get a little bit there. But because we're owned by the city also helps us out, and our business model might be a little bit different than what others are. So.
Nice, great, thanks. I have to tell you that I was probably about 36 years ago, no, probably 38 years ago, I did my first field work there from college when it right after it opened, and it was Mindy Putman, and yeah, it was back in the beginning, and that's where I did my
Nancy
first
Lewis.
field work. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yep, love it.
All right, well, thanks for the opportunity to share.
Last but not least is Gary from Falcon Senior Center.
Hello. Hey, and I see where we only have 4 minutes. I'm co-chair of the Falcon Senior Services. Lynn Bliss is our chairwoman, wasn't able to make it, but she had 4 questions to be answering. And I'll just read that off. That will serve our purpose here. Right now, we offer a monthly lunch held at a local high school, which has a culinary arts program. They provide the meal, which we pay for, and our seniors are able to socialize during the meal. We typically have about 60 people in attendance. This month, we had 18 guests. Following most of the luncheons is an informative program or some entertainment. We had bingo, wellness speakers, singing groups, and so on. And we'll continue doing that, of course. We also offer 2 types of weekly exercise programs, one held on Mondays and Fridays, led by a volunteer who changes up the activities, which could be walking or mild calisthenics. Then to go to lunch, the other chair yoga held at a local gym and led by a qualified yoga instructor. Those are free for members. We've tried various other activities such as crafts and games with limited success. We're a 501c, of course, entity with a 9-member board of directors, have bylaws and such. We're still in the building stages, you might say, of updating bylaws, and we're due very, very soon for a strict business meeting. Internally, it's a whole reorganization. We were adversely affected by COVID out here, and we almost folded up about 6 months to a year ago, but we're very much back on track. Our long-term goal is to have our own building, preferably one that we own, not just rent. That was the goal of the founders and is included in our vision statement and bylaws. Providing transportation for seniors was another priority of the original founders. We don't know if that is still a community need or if other entities have filled that gap. Other than that, we haven't discussed formal goals. We are planning on a board work session next month so we can identify our priority goals. Growing our membership is one goal. We have informally discussed having a website and brochure. We do have a Facebook page that has over 100 members. Another goal is to conduct a focus group to find out just what the needs are there that we could address. We need help figuring out a website and brochure. One approach we thought about is to gather the costs for those 2 things in an attempt to find a funding source to pay for it, depending on the results of your focus group. We may have additional goals to tackle. So you can see, as much as we're a veteran group, this regrouping has us, well, almost starting from scratch. I have another minute, don't I?
You do.
I will yield to the chairperson.
Thank you. You've got some fabulous things going on. I love the intergenerational stuff with the high school.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the kids are in time, eating our food too.
That's great. Melissa, do we want? Oh, you've got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yep. So we do have Penny, our commissioner, with us from Park County. So she's on the commission, but she also has things to share about the social engagement up there in Park County. So turn it over to her.
Very good. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Well, Park County Senior Coalition has going on its 40th year. We've been there since 1977, and we have a nice big kickoff campaign happening. I'm trying to get 40,000 by the year 24-25. And we're going to host a big event up in Bailey, one of our first ones. And it's going to be at the winery. So we're looking forward to that. What we do, we have 4 programs that we mainly offer. We do a mileage voucher program where it puts 56 cents per mile back in your pocket when you go to the doctor's or the grocery store. We have a chore program. So if you want to have your chimney swept or your yard mitigated, we can help you with that. We have a homemaker program where we can come in and clean your house for 5 hours at $20 an hour. And then our last one is a food program where we offer a couple of boxes of food per month, 4 boxes for couples and 2 boxes for individuals. And we drive those boxes throughout the county. And we drop off at Hartselle, Lake George, Guffey, Bailey, Crow Hill, Como, Jefferson, quite a few areas. Let's see here. Membership is probably about 250, definitely growing. We have a lot happening at Park County Senior Coalition. We have a new office now in Bailey, so we're up there on Mondays and Thursdays. And then we have somebody down in Fairplay all the time, Monday through Thursdays, from 8 till 3. Let's see. We added 2 new board members just 2 days ago to our boards. We have 9 now. We added Patty Lucy from the from the Alliance up in Bailey, and then Barbie from CSU Extension. So we have some very good, fresh ideas that are happening. And we've never had 9 board members, so this is a first. So we're very, very active. Let's see. We would love to have a growth of roughly about 20%. And my goal is to have at least a $500,000 budget to work with, but we've got a little growing there to do. What we'd like to have some help with is finding more and adding more programs to help the seniors. We do a monthly brunch. It's the 3rd Monday of the month, and we meet over the Quonset hut, and it's from 10 to 12, and we have an awful lot of educational stuff that happens. This last month we did Alzheimer's. We had them come and talk in a very informal group, which made it a lot better. The seniors seem to love that. They engage a lot more. And we had about 20 people there, which is a pretty good turnout for us. Let's see here. The Alliance, Patty, Lucy, and I, she's the president of the Alliance up in Bailey. We have been forging a synergy together with what they do. They have a huge, huge informational hub, and they help the seniors up in the north part of the county. Patty is great to work with. She's brand new. We're working on a ton of things. Here's the other thing. Patty and I do cross board. So I'm on their board and she's on my board, which is interesting. We just started this. So I'm curious to see how this kind of all works out. So they're doing their big shindig in September at Glen Isle. And that's going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. Anyway, that's about it for me.
Great. Thank you. Lots of good information. And the rural centers that are doing the good work, I commend you, because I know how tough it is to get people out and about in the rural areas. And I know both you and Rose do a fantastic job. So kudos to you. Melissa, what do we have time for? Do we have time for any commissioners to ask questions of these folks, or?
I think we do. So we're coming up on 4 o'clock. And so I think that we have time to have commissioners comment, question, but then also if our guests have comments or questions too, maybe following the commissioner engagement, maybe if guests can raise their hand so that you could call on them, Chair Levy, and they could ask questions of each other as well. Before we turn it over to the commissioners, I would like to just acknowledge Commissioner Kathy Cirillo-Smith, who was one of the folks that really spearheaded the interest and ideas around having a committee with the Commission on Aging to focus on kind of social engagement and supporting older adults and seniors in that way. So she is one of our commissioners who is a person who is over 60 herself and is on the State Commission on Aging. And we are happy that she's with us today too. So I will leave it at that. And if commissioners want to ask questions, maybe again, raise your hand so that Chair Levy can call on you, and then we can open it up to the guests to interact as well.
There's a hand up. And that is Dayton. Go right ahead.
Thanks. One, I just want to say how much I appreciate you all sharing the phenomenal resources and the extraordinary things you are doing in your centers for older adults in your communities. I find senior centers and the like is just instrumental places where people come to build community and really look to build connections with others. So aside from that, I'm curious in terms of how often do you all talk and share kind of ideas and thoughts of what you're doing in your communities and in your buildings as leadership in the senior centers? And two, I'm curious in terms of technology, which is kind of the world that I come from, of how that's being integrated as an educational opportunity in your area. So I'll throw those two things out, which I know are two big questions.
Rose, do you want to answer that, or your
Yeah.
hand is up?
Okay. With the coalition up, the Golden Bridge Network up in Teller County, we meet monthly to exchange what's going on in each of our agencies and each of our groups, and talk about how to support one another. It's a very vibrant and interactive group, comparing what services are being covered by whom, making sure that there aren't any gaps that need to be covered by one of the other group members. And so that's how we've handled making sure our seniors are cared for as completely as we can up in Teller County. I'm really anxious to hear some ideas on the technology piece. At our last board meeting at the senior center, the idea of offering technology classes for our seniors came up again. We go through this about once every 3 or 4 years, how to do that. And it's very, very difficult because everybody has a different kind of computer, everybody has a different kind of phone. It's like, how do you offer these services? I do want to say that Tim, who's on our board, he's at the library, and the library will work with seniors, and he offered that up again. And we do have the capability of getting people to the library to work on that. But in order to do a class at the senior center on, just as simple as how do you use your phone, and everybody's phone's different. So I would relish some ideas about how to make that happen, because it comes up, like I said, very often that seniors need that help, and I don't know how to do it.
I'm happy to respond really quick, Paula, if you want me to, or I could at the end.
Yeah,
it's totally
and
up to you.
I have a response too. Go ahead, Dayton. I have a response too, but go ahead.
Thank you, Paula. So another hat I wear, I'm the regional manager for older adult technology services from AARP, and we actually offer free technology classes for older adults. And we also have a free licensing program for senior centers, libraries. We work with community-based organizations across the country and equip 200 plus programs of curriculum that they can pick and choose and deliver as frequently as they want. In fact, I don't know if Adrian could give any sort of firsthand experience. Silver Key is one of our licensees right now in Colorado Springs alongside some others. But I just want to put that out there, and I'm more than happy to connect as we at Oats are really strategically planning on how to ensure that our resources are reaching rural communities and particularly economic development regions that are not currently being served in the digital equity space right now. So happy to have a follow-up conversation.
I
Great,
can't,
and
I
I,
can't stay
Go
on,
ahead.
but I would love to connect with you. And I don't have the ability to tell who's talking right now and how to connect. So Paula, if you can send me some information,
Absolutely.
that
Yep.
would be awesome.
Absolutely. And I was contacted just through my LinkedIn from a gentleman who has got a new device. It is a phone called Carl, the Carl phone. And you can go to the website. It's called hellocarl.com. But he has been presenting to some senior professionals in our community and is looking for other organizations to present. But it's a very, very senior and dementia friendly phone. And he is there. That might be a good presentation also to have in groups or in centers. So I can put that information in the follow-up email too. But I want to get to Tom next. I want to get to Tom next.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Dayton. There's so much wisdom out there, I'm sure. I have connected with a few people at other senior centers, but I want to connect with more. So Mark, you're on my list, just by the way. But there's so much that we can collaborate together because there's a lot of different ideas that we're going to have that are going to help us all. I mean, we're all on the same team. We don't have to compete against each other. So why not? And on the technology side, yeah, we've just started using the Senior Planet program with Oates, and it's been amazing. We've had really good turnout for some of our classes. Before that, we were doing some of the things on our own, but we weren't really getting a very many people. But of course, with having everything all provided for you, I mean, here's all the presentations, here's all the handouts. I mean, it's just an amazing program, and we're really excited about expanding that, especially once we go into the new center. And I know Silver Key has had some great success with it as well. So definitely something that I think everybody should look into because it's a great program.
Great. Thanks, Tom, for that. Adrian?
Yeah, I just wanted to answer and comment on Dayton's questions and remarks. So as far as connection, I have definitely made some connections with other senior center folks in our area and, given tours and had meetings and things to talk about what are you guys doing? What are we doing? How can we collaborate or do things together? Are we doing the same things? And really just making sure we're all providing as much service as we can to as many seniors as we can. But I think there's definitely still more room for collaboration there. I belong to certain programs that are on a more national level, which is really nice. But, obviously being in your community is something that we want to be doing. So while I think that some of us have connected, I think there's definitely a lot more room for more connection to get ideas and to collaborate with one another and learn from one another on what models are working and what have we learned here. And if we don't have to recreate the wheel, that'd be great. And to Dayton's comment about the Oates program, so we call it the Digital Experience Hub at our South location in Colorado Springs. It's a phenomenal program. We are so thankful to have it. The seniors that visit that lab they're doing so well with the curriculum, and the curriculum really is made in a way that a volunteer can deliver it, and the older adult, no matter what level they're at, can follow it. So I highly recommend it. We offer anything from computer basics of how do you just turn a computer on, up to more sophisticated classes, and you can kind of go further and further into the curriculum or, smartphones and how to stay safe online and make sure that people are free from scams. And I absolutely would encourage that. Of course, it's all on our website as well and whatever resources we can offer there. So down south, that program is doing very well. So we're very excited about that. So kudos to that program. We're very much enjoying being a part of that and being able to deliver that.
Thank you. And as far as collaborating, that word's been used a lot. I know that with the grant writing, because I've had nonprofits before too, and I have one right now that I'm working on. The grant, the funders are looking for collaborations between organizations, and if you can write collaborating narratives in your grants, and if you are submitting grants to the same funders, you and the nonprofit you're collaborating with, if you can both mention each other and how you're collaborating and describe your project or your programs and how you come together, they would love to see that type of engagement, community engagement between nonprofits, being able to list another nonprofit and show that even you're like you said, Adrian, you're all on the same team. You're serving the same population, maybe in different areas of the city. But wow, they would jump all over that. They would jump all over collaboration. So I know that that would help. That would work to your advantage to do that. So. Anybody else have questions for this wonderful? Yes.
I just wanted to actually make a comment back that to Dayton, I've not gotten out and traveled too much in the state, and I need to visit other counties and whatnot. But I know Kathy Lowry has been absolutely wonderful to work with. She has mentored me along through this year. And so I just wanted to kind of give her some kudos. That's it.
Great. And Rose, can you take those kudos back to Kathy?
Excellent.
Kathy, who?
Aaron. Kathy Lowry.
Oh,
can you
okay.
take that?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you take that compliment back to Kathy? That'd be great. Aaron, what you got?
Has anybody on the call connected with the digital equity plan funding for building regional coalitions for digital equity in Colorado? Is anybody applying for that funding? No.
For me, I'm going to say I don't know.
Dayton says yes. So there's literal billions of dollars coming from the federal government to form digital equity coalitions across all 50 states. And there is a grant that's due, to your point, Paula. Collaborative grants are due. There's an application due late September for forming regional coalitions to serve digital equity and basically to implement the digital access plan that Colorado developed over the past 18 months. So I'm working with a national organization that is doing the grant application and will be implementing pieces of the digital access plan in Colorado, including providing computers and connecting individuals across regions with digital training and cybersecurity training, making sure that people are aware of broadband initiatives, helping people get connected to the internet. So the way that Colorado is implementing this funding plan is they want economic regions to apply in coalitions together. So our economic region aligns with the counties here that we serve on the Commission on Aging. So anybody on this call, if you would like to join the application, we're looking for letters of support in the next couple weeks. And you can email me, Paula and Melissa, you have my email address. So please connect with me. It's a really, really, really low lift for partners because the national organization that's applying for grant funding, they are going to be doing the majority of oversight. So all we need to tell them is what we need. they'll write us into the grant and they'll make sure that we get the supplies and the oversight that we need to implement these certain pieces for the state.
Great, thanks for that information.
Mhm.
Karen. Anybody else with questions or comments or? Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff.
So Paula, this is Melissa.
Yes. Yeah.
And for the more kind of grassroots groups that are out there, that are working to, kind of grow their efforts a little bit more. I just want to reiterate what I heard Penny say up in Park County Senior Coalition of how she benefited so much from the mentorship of another executive director in Teller County. And so, again, if there's an opportunity for, like the Falcon Senior Services, the board chair, to partner up more with, possibly, Tom or Mark or, Adrian and Jason with Silver Key. Same thing for Gary. No, well, Gary and Lynn are the same group. And then the group that's out in Calhan, Wendy and her people that are on the call. I think that opportunities, to reach out and ask folks that have been through a lot over many, many, many years to just kind of be a sounding board for you as you continue to go forward, to really kind of take advantage of just asking to mentor and support along for a year. It doesn't have to be, a commitment for 15 years, just put a time limit on it and say, can we, talk and share ideas for the next year and kind of see where that goes. I also hope to bring some conversation back with the executive committee of the Commission on Aging to see kind of where we go with some of this, knowing that we have a subcommittee that wants to focus on, growing social engagement and activities for older adults in the whole region. And so how we can take the information from today and move that forward. Of course, there's a huge theme about digital access and equity. So that's really important. To kind of put that out there. And then I do want to see if Gary or Wendy, even though it's kind of hard to hear Wendy with her tablet that she's talking on, but some of it is definitely still coming through. So if Gary or Wendy want to kind of share any comments about, connecting more with others, or anything that you're seeing around technology, the two questions that are out there.
Is there any way I can contact with Wendy? This is Gary Miller. I would like to meet. Calhan is not that far away from Falcon. I think there could be a lot of cooperation between the two communities, given that we have sort of the same background, let's say. And I'd be eager to speak with Wendy, is the idea.
Are you up for that, Wendy? Because I can connect the two of you guys up.
Yes, we would be very open to that. I'm sorry to unmute myself. I'm new to this app and I don't know how to raise my hand.
Well, welcome
That's
to being
okay.
unmuted.
How do I arrange that? Leave my number with you now? I don't mind divulging it with everybody hearing it, not a problem. And Wendy can contact myself.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary. Share your phone number.
Of course, 719 prefix 640-4035.
Repeat that.
719-640-4035.
Thank you.
I look forward to it.
I'll share my phone number as well. It's 719 425-5075.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna mute.
Thank you, Melissa.
Okay, great.
Okay, Dayton, what do you have?
If I may, one more question if we have time. Do we have time? Okay. I guess kind of what that sparks for me and just even observing what happened now in terms of connecting, I'm really curious from all of your standpoint of how we might work together, this group as the Commission on Aging and you all. Because I really see there being a really good partnership in how we work together and complement or amplify one another's goals. And so I've just really appreciated how you all have shared what your goals are, whether it be increasing engagement or kind of focusing on, could be opening the new senior center in Colorado Springs, but just really curious how we could partner together from your vantage point of how we could really collaborate and amplify each other's efforts.
Great question. Anybody want to respond?
I see Rose's hand.
Okay, and Aaron's. Okay, Rose?
So I have found this opportunity to share visions and successes and activities that are ongoing with the other entities, guest entities on this call. And I would love for there to be an opportunity for the senior services in the Pikes Peak region to have meetings like this more often. And I don't know how that would come about, but the same way that we have the coalition up here in Teller County where our senior services all get together, and talk about what everybody's doing and how to coordinate with one another. It would be lovely to have a senior center coalition of the Pikes Peak region sharing ideas on a regular basis, maybe quarterly meetings or something like that, where we could meet together. And I do really, I'm very, very interested in this technology piece and how to bring that to the senior center up in Woodland Park. So I don't have what it takes to do that myself, but I certainly can follow a lead of somebody else that can help me to get that rolling in Woodland Park. And sooner than later is what I would love to be able to do. So I'm hoping that somebody will connect with me after this and help me in that effort.
Great. Thanks, Rose. Melissa, is there a chance that they could have, that they could use this Zoom space to hold their quarterly meeting or whatever they chose to have if they decided to do it Zoom? Is there a chance they could use PPACG space if one of the commissioners could be on the call with them?
I will say Woodland Park does have a paid Zoom account, so we could always, sponsor meetings if we came up with a coalition of folks that wanted to do that.
Okay, all right. I think Adrian had her hand up.
Yeah, I would just second what Rose was saying. I think that, being amongst friends and people who are sharing similar spaces and programming goals, whatever those might be, I think it's really valuable to have us all get together, but also in addition to that, through the support of everybody on this call, also looking at possibilities for locating, additional funding and development options, because sometimes organizations may not know what all is out there. And as we all know, senior centers are not necessarily fully funded in the way that they could or should be, depending on how they're structured, and everybody is out there trying to find the creative way to continue to provide the service. So I think from the perspective of, being amongst people who are experiencing similar things and sharing what we've learned and what we're in need of is super valuable, but also from the lens of what is out there that we're not doing that not only will help our seniors, but will help us sustain, and to be able to continue to provide that programming. So I think that piece is really important for us, as well as we look to creative ways that we can continue to fund our centers, and to be able to continue to expand programming. So I think it was really helpful from both those perspectives. And then if we could, whether that be, on a quarterly basis, continue to do that, I would be happy, and would be happy to be a part of that and participate in any way.
That's fantastic. That's great. Well, I think we'll move on to our next item, which is item 8, and we'll make sure that everyone has everyone's information to move forward with your quarterly or whatever connections that you guys want. It's fantastic. So our work session updates. Let's start with your group, Dayton and Aaron. Any updates? We really didn't break into our groups last.
I have not personally been involved in the transition from Innovations in Aging, so I'm not sure if we have an update, because it was just myself and Dayton, and we've been waiting for me to be able to re-engage.
Okay, Dayton, do you have a comment?
Nope, I'd agree with that. I would say that there is, and just by nature of Aaron's and my work right now with the digital equity space, I think there is a significant amount of in housing, transportation sort of focuses that kind of aligns with some of the digital equity pieces as well. So I just kind of flagged that, considering all the resources coming down the pipeline in that world, and that being a potential lever in the future.
Connie, would you like to report on the caregiver group?
Sure thing. We are hoping to narrow down a location, but we're also having some conversations and trying to regroup and make sure we're focused entirely on the goals that were set. So we've been having some back and forth conversations about that, and I'm not sure if we have our next committee meeting set, so we do need to get that date on everyone's calendars coming up, because I couldn't find it on mine, but life's been a little insane at the moment. So
yeah, can you let them know what you're talking about? What we're working on? The guests?
Oh, we are at the moment working to our guests. We are working on a annual caregiver education symposium. So something that's not like a trade show or expo, but our focus is more on providing education and community resources to family caregivers, not the paid professionals at this time, but family caregivers who are taking care of their elderly loved ones, and how we just help them feel more supported, be aware of more of the community resources, and then that education piece of what it means to be a caregiver. So we are looking at a date of, oh my gosh, was it October of next year?
2025, yeah. I think that was it.
And then what was the name of the location again, Paula? I can't remember. The church, the community.
So Broadmoor Community Church is one possibility, and then that other location off of Garden of the Gods, I can't remember the name of that. Melissa, do you remember the name of that venue?
I promise
We
I
were
have
talking.
talking.
Anyway, yeah, so we're just narrowing down location and speakers and yeah, just ideas on how it's going to roll out. So that's the caregiver group. And then there's Penny still on the call. You and Amy, I know Amy had to jump off. Penny, is she still on?
Yes, I'm still here.
Do you
I can
have
give you an
anything
update.
to report? Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, what we were working on is having virtual office visits at the library for seniors. And we found out that Rita actually has a lot of this underway. And where we left off at, I was just waiting for her to tell me when she got, I believe it's the Lake George Library and Hartselle that we need to bring up to speed there. And then we'll have that done. That's about it for right now.
Okay, great. And then Amy or Kathy, we've got the social engagement piece, which we kind of blended into the care. Well, we blended that group a little bit because the group members of that committee haven't been present. Is that correct, Melissa? Kind of had Kathy jump over to the caregiver group.
Yeah. And I think, and today is an effort to kind of see what might kind of align going forward with all of these groups who are focused on, making social engagement happen. One of the action items that the social engagement to kind of do an assessment of what's out there in the region. And I know that there were some ideas to get really, really deep into that. But today, I think, was a really good start by just hearing from all these different groups in terms of what they're doing and what their needs are. And I mean, there's already so many ideas that were generated just from this meeting that I think can really be helpful. And we'll see where that goes.
That's great. All right. Okay, so the next item are discussion items. I think we've had a lot of discussion already. Is there anything that any commissioner would like to bring up to discuss? If not, we'll move on to member entity announcements. And I'll start with the big Alzheimer's Walk is coming up for the Colorado Springs area on September 28th. It'll be at Memorial Park down off of Union and Pikes Peak. And lots of money has already been raised, and hopefully we'll get good weather and a really good turnout. And yeah, if you can make it, come on out and walk or just join the festivities. It should be a really, really good event. So that's my announcement for right now. Anybody else? Anyone?
I just want to restate the importance of what Penny shared earlier about Park County Senior Coalition celebrating 40 years and really wanting to kind of hear when you kind of nail down your kind of event, Penny, to let us all know. And I hope that I can do everything I can to get up to that event. So, and other people too. So please keep us posted on that for sure.
Definitely. We're going to have it at the winery. So it's a really,
Oh, that's
really nice
right.
restaurant. Yeah, nice. I believe we have a tentative date of October 11th at
Okay.
12:30. So we're doing kind of a lunch up there.
Right.
And then we're going to have a silent auction to go with it.
All right. No more announcements, then we'll just announce our next meeting is on September 18th. We should be in the building for that meeting, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we've got, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, we'll be back live and we will Zoom for those that can't make it. So that will be nice to see everyone in person again. Our executive committee meets the first Wednesday of every month at 8 a.m., but that really is open to all commissioners who are available to attend that. Policy committee meetings are to be determined, and the PPACG meetings are also, I think we have a schedule of those meetings in our packet. Yep, there it is. So there you have it. If there is nothing else, I think, oh, what items we have for next meeting? We have more updates on our working groups, because we'll have one from the caregiver one, because we'll be meeting before that. Hopefully, maybe others will have met before our next meeting on September 18th. We'll have current updates from all of our groups. Maybe we'll have some new member commissioner updates from membership. And trying to think what else. It'd be nice to maybe hear what has transpired from the senior center connection presentation we had today. If anything, what if anything has transpired from this meeting, and what in the month time, how far you guys have gotten with collaboration and things. So maybe Penny, maybe we could get a report about what kind of collaborations or connections were made from this meeting until our next. It would be interesting to hear what action has been put into motion because of this Zoom presentation, because I found it fantastic. Any other items you can think of, Melissa? No? Okay. Well, then I will adjourn the meeting. I have 4:34 on my computer, and the meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone, for your time and input. It was just really, really informative. I really enjoyed it.